Hey everybody, it's Mike. Welcome back to the channel. So I thought I'd get a full update in here, on the whole collection, just to kind of show you guys what's been happening, because we've had some pretty crazy temperature swings over the last couple months. And it'd warm up for a few days and get really mild, then it would drop down and get below freezing at night again. And so it kind of wreaked havoc on a few of these palms, and we'll see that in a minute. But just wanted to go ahead. I guess I'll start with the smaller seedlings over here. I did put away my greenhouse. It was sitting over there, warmed up enough to kind of get these outside. But we had a thunderstorm come through last night, overnight. So some of these trays have some water in them, but there's some Texas sable there. Still doing pretty good. Not really a whole lot of changes with the small seedlings. Everything's been growing pretty well. Sable minor there, some more Texas sable. These are a couple of the volunteers from that big Robusta pot, actually starting to really grow and take off. I think their shock from the root disturbance is wearing off, and I think these may be these could possibly be Phoenix canariensis or the Canary Island date palm. I did throw a few of those seeds in that pot, so it looks like these could be them, but I'm not really sure. I haven't grown those before. So and we have the other kind of lone fan palm from that same grouping. That could be a Brahia. I did have some Brahia Super Silver in there. I'm trying to think of any other fan palms I had in there. I think that's one of the only ones. There was a Livistona, I think Speciosa, that I threw in there as well, but those were, I don't know if those actually end up coming up, so I'm not really sure what that one is yet. More Texas sable over here, and I've got my my lone survivor of the Emerald Isle Giants, Sable Minor, still going strong and doing well there. Camarops humilis, there they are right there, those two. They're getting pretty big, still growing pretty well. Sable Lisa, Sable Palmetto Lisa, they're doing well also. That one that was almost dead is coming back. There's a little spear there. And a few more of those volunteers from the Robusta pot still coming up. Those look about the same as the other one. I think those all might be Phoenix canariensis. Got Sable Brazoria. That one's actually starting to grow a little bit faster now. That one frond still hasn't opened up all that much, but still doing pretty well. This is the pot of Texas sable that I've been putting off for a couple years now. Now that the weather's warming up, I'm probably going to start separating these and doing some experiments to see if I can reduce the shock that they're going to go through, because yeah, that their root disturbance is going to be insane. Trying to separate those is going to take forever, but I'll be doing that here soon. I gotta get some more pots for those as well. So, and then we've got the sable. I believe these are Bermudana. All doing pretty well. I did lose maybe 3 or 4 of them over the winter in the greenhouse. Just maybe got a little too wet or a little too cold, not really sure. And more kind of roughed up looking Texas sable here. And then back here, we got the Livistona chinensis. End up cutting back some of the fronds. They were, or some of the strap leaves, because they were looking a little roughed up. But lost a few more of those over the winter, but still have plenty of them. I have plenty of a lot of these small seedlings, so just kind of doing the best I can with them with the swings and temperatures we get here in East Texas. Majesty palm looking very, very rough. I'm still waiting to see if I'm going to get a new spear out of there. Still got a little bit of green foliage, but I had to cut down some real dead stuff. Now the trunk still feels pretty solid, so hopefully it warms up here pretty quick and stays warm. And I'm hoping this thing bounces back, but it's been on life support for pretty much ever since I got it. They're tough palms to grow in a lot of cases. So, and I'll start over here with the other small seedlings. So we got the Washingtonia seedlings. Could be Robusta, could be Filifera, could be the hybrid Filibusta. Still waiting to see on that, but I still have 12 of them, and they're still surviving. They survived pretty well over the last couple months, so looking pretty good. And then these are 2 of the new seeds I have starting to pop up. There's one little spear starting to pop up. These are the silver saw palmetto, Sereno repens, and the rest of them I have planted in other pots up here on the deck. I think they're over here. I'll get to those. I made some of my own tags out of a styrofoam cup because I ran out of plant tags. So, and then these are a bunch of the Trachycarpus fortunei Wagnerianus hybrid, and I've already got some coming up. There's about 30 of the seeds germinating, so yeah, just kind of one by one they're starting to come up a little bit. So that's actually these two trays right there. So these are all seeds that started to germinate from that batch of the Trachycarpus. And then over here, these are all new. This is all new stuff now since my last update. So I've got yeah, the Trachycarpus hybrids. There's 2 more pots of some spare seeds. There's probably like 4 or 5 seeds in each one of these small pots. I didn't have a whole lot of small pots left, so just to save on soil and whatnot until they come up. Sable Birmingham, I have about 5 or so seeds in each one of these pots. Actually probably about 4. And still waiting for those to come up. These are all ones that haven't started germinating yet, so I'm hoping they do. Sable Minor, this is the Interstate 20 Louisiana border seeds that I collected myself from a, it was from one of the tourist centers there. Had a bunch of them growing, so I'm still waiting on those as well. And then under this, I have the rest. Yeah, it rained last night, so a lot of water. I have, and look at the weeds growing in it. This is just since yesterday. The weeds are really growing. But I have the rest of the silver saw palmetto seeds that haven't come up yet in there. And in here I have the solitaire palm seeds, and they're very tropical loving. They're not hardy to this area. They're more of a 10A and up palm, so they're going to be more of an indoor palm, but so I wanted to give them as much heat as possible, and hopefully this will provide a little bit of closure for when the sun's out, if it ever comes out anymore. It's been pretty cloudy and kind of damp lately, so the sun should help heat it up in there a little bit more. And I just kind of threw the silver saw palmetto in there as well, just to kind of fill it out. And over here, more Texas sable. Some of them looking better than others, but still surviving. And then the last of the small seedlings, Butea ordata silver. They're all still surviving, still doing well. I've actually had some pretty good luck with these. So just letting those grow. They're very slow, but they're still there. Now I want to show you guys my needle palms. There's that one there. There's this one over here. Both started going into a steep decline probably about a month ago. And it appears that they got some kind of crown rot. And I think it might have been the swing in temperatures we had, getting up to about 80. I gotta watch the needles there, it's very sharp. Getting up to about 80, then back down to below freezing at night for a couple nights, and then back above to almost 80, and it swung around like that for a good 2-3 weeks. And that can cause fungus to grow there in the crown. So I've been pouring some hydrogen peroxide down there, and just kind of keeping my fingers crossed, trying to keep this as dry as possible, but I may have to put them under some cover if it keeps continuing to rain here. So just kind of letting them recuperate, not cutting off any of the old fronds yet. I don't want them to get too in shock. I do have some of these suckers down here are still looking like they're hanging on, and then it looks like there might be a little spear right there coming up in this one. So this one might be coming back so far. But yeah, they both ended up on the verge of death, and I was pretty surprised because needle palms are very tough, and this is an ideal area for them here in East Texas. So, and I'm in zone 8A/8B, so it's really not, not ideal for them. It's actually a pretty good place for them. So I was kind of surprised by that, and hoping they survive, hoping they come back, because I've been wanting these for a long time. So it's kind of a disappointment, I should say. Windmill palm, doing really good, getting a lot bigger. It's gonna need to be repotted at some point, but right now it seems to be doing pretty well. All the fronds are nice and green, still popping out new growth. Bismarck palms. These are the 5-year-old Bismarck palms I have, and these two actually had spear pulls recently, but I'm pretty sure they're going to come back. They've done this before. They did this last winter as well, had spear pulls and came back just fine. Been doing the same thing as I did with the needle palms, putting a little hydrogen peroxide down the crowns and just trying to keep them dry. The remainder of the fronds look actually pretty good, so keep my fingers crossed on those. This one over here, this one's doing the best. It's actually starting to look like a miniature Bismarck now. It's starting to kind of get the Bismarck look to it. So, you know, nice trunk to it and nice color to the fronds. So yeah, they should be starting to grow a little faster now that the weather's starting to warm up. I was kind of hoping it'd be sunny today so you can kind of really see the color a little bit better, but yeah, doing pretty well. Just, you know, like I said, keep my fingers crossed on these two with the spear pulls and everything. But Washingtonia robusta, this is 25 years old this year, potted Washingtonia. So doing really well. Haven't had any issues with it. It's just popping out fronds like crazy, and this trunk is just getting massive now. I mean, it is like doubled in width since I moved here, I think a couple years ago. So it's looking really good and surviving a lot of the temperature swings really well. So they can handle a lot more moisture content than the Folifera. Folifera is more of a dry loving Washingtonia, but yeah, this one's been doing really well. So I'm glad to see that. And I will be mixing my own soil. I've got different things now. I got some topsoil, I got bark, pine bark, and some sand and some lava rock and all sorts of different things. I do want to get a compost mix, maybe like hummus or something like that. I think that's how you pronounce it, but it's been kind of hard to find. So I want to get some of that, and then I'll probably start mixing my own soil and maybe show you guys what I come up with. But anyway, that's about it for this update. As you can see, needle palms are a little bit of a shock, but I'm keeping hope. I don't know about this one. It's looking pretty rough. That one over there looks like it's starting to shoot out a new spear. So hopefully it continues to do so. And then also the Majesty palm, I'm still holding out hope for that, although I'm surprised it's actually lasted this long with how much it's been through. But yeah, rest of the seedlings are still going, and yeah, be doing some more transplanting pretty soon. So that's about it for this update. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them below. As always, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.